Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash the like button on this video like it's a pre-transition Ellen page, so it reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number 1, cows help farms capture more carbon into the soil, yet the climate whack jobs want us to stop eating them. It just shows you they don't know what they're talking about. Besides, other domesticated animals like chickens also eat things that humans can't. We are literally turning weeds and agricultural waste into food and sequestering carbon. Green activists don't actually care about the environment. They just want to take the joy out of life and increase taxes in the name of saving the world. Up next, how can anyone forget Katy Perry's epic space odyssey? It was pathetic when she kissed the ground. It was just another attention-seeking behavior. Her latest cry for attention is dating Justin Trudeau and going to Coachella together, looking like a couple of 20-somethings, even though they're in their 40s and 50s. And don't forget that Elon sending up a banana in his Starship rocket was literally more of an astronaut than she'll ever be. Number 3, today people are worried about privacy, but back in the day with phone books, everyone could see your name, address, and number. This is what it was like living in a high-trust society. Today we have to hire companies to remove our data from the internet, and we need cameras to catch porch pirates and GPS trackers for our cars, kids, and cats. Phone books were also great for hitting siblings over the head with, as well as intruders if needed. Moving on, here's girl math at its finest. 60% of women avoid dating but still expect to get married. Soon over 50% of women will be childless and unmarried at 40. Women are literally wrecking the future of our civilization by focusing on their cats and careers, as well as girl bossing their way into extinction in exchange for a trip to Machu Picchu. This is almost as bad as a couple of women I went on a date with in their mid-40s and they thought they were going to have kids. Number 5, here's good news from Canada finally. With Muslim prayers on the streets being banned, and they fined a couple women for wearing hijabs in government jobs too. Montreal is a woke place and I'm surprised that this actually passed there. People probably got pissed off because the Muslim prayer groups were blocking access to the booze, cigarettes, and strip clubs. Forget about Las Vegas. Montreal is the real Vice City as far as I'm concerned. Up next, people are coming out as Neptunic now. It means they're attracted to the female as well as the non-binary gender. Back in my day, we used to say you were attracted to tomboys. These days, they need a label for every orientation, it seems. The latest is people on dating sites calling themselves demisexual. That basically means only getting sexual with somebody after they've built a strong emotional bond with them. I'm tired of all these made-up terms. It's just a fancy way of saying friend zone. Number 7, last year, hate against South Asians and Indians began skyrocketing in Canada. And with the government about to impose hate speech laws, criticizing Indians will probably get you thrown in jail. They are the sacred cow that can't be criticized. We are all emotionally exhausted at this point. I took a 2-month-long vacation to Florida earlier this year and only saw 4 or 5 Indians in only 2 months. That's also most likely the reason so many Canadians are moving to the US too, to live jeet-free. Moving on, maybe there's hope for Europeans, with plans for mass deportations across the continent. The European Parliament voted 389 to 26 to start kicking out the invaders. The same politicians who called people extremists for wanting to deport illegal migrants are now doing what the people demand. Probably because the majority of politicians are now conservatives and they want to keep their jobs. Let's hope this is the end of the unrestricted multiculturalism there. Number 9, people are saying that there is something wrong with the Earth because the pictures from the Apollo missions of Earth look better. Of course they do. They were taken on film stock which saturates and stylizes the pictures. Plus the photo on the left was taken while the Earth was lit by the sun. The one on the right was taken with the sun behind it with an ISO of 51,200. ISOs like that would have been impossible a couple of decades ago. The photo looks less vibrant because there's also a lot more noise. Up next, people are saying that no one asked for a Harry Potter remake. True, but it's not up to the fans. It's up to Universal, Warner Brothers, and J.K. Rowling, and they all want to make money from the IP. Universal wants to make money from its theme parks by introducing Harry Potter to a new generation that'll visit its theme parks. Warner Brothers wants a streaming revenue, and J.K. Rowling probably needs money to fight trans women or something like that. Number 11, one of the reasons that Western civilization is over is because of the phenomenon of the alpha widow. Once she's sampled the best, she doesn't want the rest. Women's standards in men and lifestyle only tend to go up. And when they're forced down, she's very unhappy. If she had only lost her virginity to her husband at the age of 20, then she wouldn't have anyone else to compare him to, and that means that she'll more likely remain content. Moving on, I'm a big fan of Henry Cavill, but when it comes to women, he doesn't sound like he gets it. He says that when it came to liking a girl, all he needed to do was ask her out, and it always worked. Of course, it's going to work if you're the top 1% of men. I wonder how many alpha widows he's created in his lifetime. Speaking on behalf of all men who do not look like this, we are doomed. Just saying. What women would actually say no to Superman? Number 13, people are saying that their retirement plan is to go to prison in Denmark. That looks pretty nice, but you actually need to be a citizen to get those accommodations. The holding cells for criminals set to be deported don't quite look like a 4-star hotel. Then again, for all we know, the prisons there are filled with foreigners. I also didn't know that IKEA was in the business of building and furnishing prisons. Up next, this dude was fired from his call center job after cooking breakfast on calls. Things probably would have been fine if he brought enough to share with the rest of the office staff. Either that or some of his coworkers might be Muslims and the bacon is a no-no. Or maybe it was Ramadan and he was being insensitive to their belief system. He probably wasn't expecting to be fired though because he's black and could go after them for racism. Number 15, here's what it looks like these days when you're an influencer that doesn't get any likes. But please, the women doing this enjoy the attention from showing off their cleavage. Soon enough, even this won't be enough, and eventually, you'll see AI taking all their attention and money too. I can't wait for AI to kill social media. I'm predicting the women will start dating men they don't find acceptable today in the future because they'll be so starved for that attention. Moving on, here's the latest in girl math. This one doesn't understand why people are complaining about gas prices. If you always put $20 in your tank, then it always costs $20. This is what happens when you rely on your looks your entire life and not your brain. And remember that her vote is worth just as much as yours. The question we should ask is, how far does that Bronco her daddy or husband bought her go on $20 worth of gas? Number 17, this woman was getting tired of the harassment she was getting from men in Japan. So she shaved her head and stopped wearing makeup. And now she looks like an incel. This just proves that without cosmetic surgery and makeup, Japanese women are basically 3s and 4s. She's sharing her story because she probably wants the attention too. It's counterintuitive. I'm sure there'll be tons of simps messaging her telling her how beautiful she looks, wanting to be with her. Up next, Washington business owners fear the new 10% income tax on households earning more than $1 million annually, taking effect in 2028, and that it'll destroy their income. Of course it will. Eventually the state will impose net worth taxes, exit taxes if you try and leave, and unrealized capital gains taxes as well. Also, don't forget the 10% inflation tax. They don't want you to have anything, and not letting you leave is called financial repression. Number 19, this English teacher smashed a 14-year-old student on his birthday and got pregnant. Isn't that just the dream present for many boys out there? And we just know that if the roles were reversed, it wouldn't be a dream but a nightmare. Back when I was young, we used to worry about the priests being the groomers, yet today it's the female school teachers we really have to worry about. If priests were doing this as much, then the Catholic Church would be destroyed by now. Moving on, Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller fame says that if stupid hippies hadn't destroyed nuclear plants, which are safer and cleaner than coal, our electric cars would really be on zero emissions. Yet all people can think about is Fukushima, Chernobyl, and 3 Mile Island. They don't think about the men getting iron lung from mining all the coal that we burn. They also warn us that there's nowhere to store nuclear waste. But all the waste produced in America since 1950 would fit in a single-sized football field 30 feet deep. That's it. Number 21, in Canada, the government says that inflation officially fell to 2%. Yet it's closer to 20% if you look at the list of groceries here. The only thing I eat here is pretty much almonds. The only meat I can stomach is wild-caught salmon, and that's been going up 15% for the last year and a half at Costco. And speaking of inflation, if you want to beat it, you can always eat Costco hot dogs and Cinnabons from IKEA. Up next, a priest went around cleansing the city streets with holy water after an alphabet people parade, blessing every corner. And they're calling this controversial. The controversy came when the pavement caught fire the moment that holy water hit it. Crazy how we're living in a world where pride marches are normal, but priest blessing the streets isn't. Based on all the slutty teachers in schools these days going after schoolboys, maybe the priests need to cleanse the public schools too. Number 23, here are the states most people are moving out of and where they're going. Maybe people just don't like the cold. Considering that California isn't that cold, it means that they don't like the woke leftist policies destroying the economies in blue states. I'm going to try Texas instead of Florida next year. Florida's too crowded and all the transplants don't know how to drive. This is also a display about how people are leaving high-tax states and moving to low-tax ones instead. Moving on, and speaking of taxation, at some point, we need to stop getting people to pay more taxes and start asking where the hell all the money is going. Ukraine is definitely part of that answer, as well as government jobs, women, minorities, migrants, and welfare programs. People will continue moving to low-tax states, and eventually the high-tax ones will either have to cut taxes or spending, or both. Odds are they won't do either of those things, and it will keep boring until they go broke. Number 25 and the last one, I love how Japan deals with stupid people. This restaurant doesn't have a vegan restaurant or halal menu. That way they keep the Indians, Muslims, and woke hipsters out. If every meal includes pork, they definitely don't want Muslims in there. I'd also put this picture on the front door with the words saying pork is yummy above it. Actually, I wouldn't, because keeping it in English means the people coming in that can't read English because they only speak Jeet can be embarrassed. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate it to PayPal and Subscribe Star links. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.